Welcome to our photography deep dive. Let's jump right into discussing equipment for photography. Everything from choosing your ideal camera to picking out all the extras you'll need.
I'm all in. It's such a vast topic. Which part do you want to start with?
Well, let's start with the fundamentals. Almost every photographer's choice of camera comes down to what style you're shooting and, of course, your budget. You can go with a lightweight, foolproof model or one that lets you completely control
Yeah,
every setting. You know, the options are endless.
definitely. And it seems like the chapter we're chatting about covers both DSLRs and compact system cameras, right?
Exactly. It emphasizes that if you're serious, a camera with interchangeable lenses is the most versatile. And then it dives into the need for accessories, lenses, tripods, flashes, and so forth to really expand what your camera can do.
Right. The discussion really gives a breakdown of which accessories are must-haves. For instance, an external flash versus just relying on a built-in pop-up flash.
Yeah, it's not just about having a camera, it's about creating the best environment for your shots. The equipment also includes vital extras like a case, memory cards, spare batteries, basically a whole toolkit to ensure you're ready to capture the moment perfectly.
That makes sense. It's like the backbone of your photography kit. And speaking of the camera itself, I found the anatomy of a DSLR fascinating.
Right, the detailed breakdown of a DSLR's design, from the front view with the lens dominating everything to the back full of buttons, LCD screens, and controls. It even goes into the viewfinder systems. TTL viewfinders give you an accurate preview of your shot.
Uh-huh. I always wondered, why do pro models have those top-mounted LCD displays while entry-level ones have pop-up flashes?
Great question. It's all about the intended shooting style. Entry-level cameras provide more simple, user-friendly designs, while pro-spec cameras have additional features like top-mounted LCDs to relay camera settings at a glance when mounted on a tripod.
Yeah, right. And that becomes really useful, especially when you're working in um, controlled studio environments or on location with difficult angles, right?
Exactly. And speaking of angles, the chapter also covers how to hold your camera. The correct grip is so essential. It shows the proper stance, whether you're standing, crouching, sitting, or even laying down. Holding your camera steady is absolutely key to avoiding blur caused by camera shake.
Yeah, I can totally see that. I mean, it's interesting how even subtle changes in grip or stance, like leaving your elbows out, can drastically affect your shot quality.
Oh, absolutely. It emphasizes holding the camera with two hands, supporting the lens, and making sure your elbows are tucked for maximum stability. It's like a dance between comfort and precision.
I totally agree. And it goes even further by addressing alternative grips, like using cross bracing for long lenses or modified stances when shooting vertically.
Right? And that's crucial. Because if you're holding your camera just slightly crooked or unstably, you'll end up with a blur that can really ruin that perfect shot.
Yep. Now, moving on to the extra equipment, did you see how they broke down the parts like memory cards and batteries?
Oh, for sure. They stress that memory cards are a must have, especially if you're shooting video. You need to pick the right type and capacity, usually in gigabytes, like 16 gigabytes or even more if you're planning on extensive video capture.
Absolutely. And the advice on batteries is pretty robust too. You don't want to run out of juice in the middle of a shoot, so having a spare is just common sense.
Exactly, it's all about preparedness. And they also point out that you should always check the battery compartment and the memory card slot to ensure you're inserting them the right way, not forcing anything in the wrong direction.
Right on. It really goes into the detail on lens filters as well. I mean, ND filters and polarizers can really change the way an image comes out.
Yeah, they're like the secret sauce for many photographers. ND filters let you extend your exposure times, and polarizers help cut through reflections and intensify skies. It's it's like adding an extra layer of creativity to your toolkit.
That's a neat analogy, but I sometimes wonder, is it really necessary to invest in these filters when you can do a lot in post-processing?
Good point, but I'd respectfully challenge that. While digital editing can mimic some effects, there are nuances with filters that you just can't replicate on a computer easily, like reducing glare in real time or controlling exposure when using long shutter speeds.
Yeah, I see what you mean. True enough. And what about the tripod section? That's a whole lesson in itself.
Absolutely. Tripods offer stability that image stabilization in cameras sometimes can't match, especially for those long exposures. The breakdown of tripod anatomy helped clarify that, from the legs to the quick release plates. It's amazing how something so basic can completely change your shooting accuracy.
Okay, yeah. But isn't it a bit cumbersome to always use a tripod? I mean, spontaneity might be compromised, right?
You're right, and that's a valid critique. Using a tripod slows down the process. You miss those once in a lifetime moments sometimes. But for planned shoots or when precision is key, sacrificing speed for stability is worth it.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, balance is everything. And it seems like there's also discussion about the two main file formats, JPEG versus RAW.
Right, now that's one of the big decisions. JPEG files, as mentioned, have the camera process the image, embedding all the settings directly into the file. This means it's compressed and some details might be lost permanently.
And for those who want maximum quality and are willing to do some extra work, RAW files are the way to go. They keep all the data intact so you can fine-tune white balance, contrast, and exposure later on.
Exactly. It's basically a trade-off between convenience and quality. In a way, shooting in RAW is like taking a high-resolution snapshot of all the potential, and then you decide which version best represents your artistic vision.
I can definitely see that. And what about image size? They really stress shooting at maximum resolution to avoid enlarging smaller images later, which can hurt quality.
Yeah, that part is critical. The guideline is pretty clear. Always capture at the highest possible settings unless you have a specific need to compress the image. It's like, you can always crop down later, but you can't recreate lost detail from a tiny image.
Right, absolutely. It's impressive how the chapter intertwines technical details with practical, everyday tips. From setting up your camera to balancing it on a tripod, it really covers all the bases.
I agree. And one thing I love is the way it guides you through each step. Whether it's attaching a lens by matching alignment marks or properly loading your memory card. It's detailed enough for beginners, yet serves as a handy reference for seasoned pros.
Yeah, really handy. What's your take on the discussion about different camera types? DSLRs, CSCS, and bridge cameras all have their own strengths and weaknesses.
Oh, it's like it's a smorgasbord of options. DSLRs offer that robust manual control and high image quality with interchangeability of lenses. Compact system cameras, on the other hand, pack a punch in a smaller body, perfect for on-the-go spontaneity. And bridge or super zoom cameras give you versatility with fixed lenses that cover a huge focal range.
Indeed. I guess in the end, it really comes down to personal style and what you need for your photography.
Precisely, there's no one-size-fits-all. Each option has its own balance of control, convenience, and cost, and the chapter helps break that down with clear pros and cons, which is invaluable for anyone trying to make that choice.
Absolutely. It's also interesting that even the accessories have layers of complexity, from the lens, anatomy, to flash types, and even the very structure of a tripod.
Yeah, and sometimes it's the little things that add up. Like a proper camera grip or even the right bag can ensure you're ready to shoot without any hiccups. Every component, down to the smallest filter or cable, has its role.
Yes, indeed. Now I'm curious. If you had to prioritize one piece of equipment based solely on impact, which would you say is most critical?
Oh man, that's tough. But I'd say if you're really looking to expand your creative capabilities, start with a good lens. The camera body is important, sure, but lenses are what really define your image quality. And yeah, the right lens can transform your photography experience.
Yeah, I can get behind that. That's a great perspective. It's like saying the tool you use to see the world changes how you capture it entirely.
Exactly. And on top of that, investing in proper lighting accessories like a flash with bounce capabilities, reflectors, and diffusers can really elevate your work. Without good lighting, even a high-end camera struggles.
Absolutely. Before we wrap up, do you think we've covered most of it? There's so much detail, from file formats, handling techniques, all the way to the very technical specs like lens stabilization.
Yeah, we've tackled a lot. It's a comprehensive guide, ensuring that whether you're a beginner refining your technique or a pro polishing your kit, there's something here for everyone.
Right. I love how it really lays out the journey, from just picking a camera, through learning the nuances of grip and stance, to mastering the technical details like image quality settings.
Exactly. It's all interconnected. The equipment discussion is not just about buying stuff, it's about empowering you to make the right choices every step of the way.
Oh, for sure. Well, thanks for breaking all that down. This discussion definitely gives a lot to think about when building your photography kit.
Anytime. It's been a blast chatting about all these details. Now go out there and capture something incredible.